Who would you rather have?
Yoke.
Oh.
I keep telling you, and I told you it wasn't going to be close. I kept telling you, I said, Skip, it's not going to be as close a vote as you think.
Close.
Oh, yeah, Joel Embiid.
Well, did you tell me that Yoke was going to play all 72?
Yes.
Okay.
Remember, I told you that. That was.
Yeah, you said that.
Yeah.
Joel Embiid has missed 295 games since he's been drafted. That's 3.5 year games he's missed. That's the thing, Skip. Nikola Jokic. I love Joel Embiid. I know he's going to give me 28 and 12. But he's only going to give it to me 60 times a year. Well, we play 82 games. Jokic's going to give me 27, 10, and 8. And he's going to play 72 to 80 times a year.
Yep.
So which one do you think I should take, Skip? He can do everything Joel Embiid can do except defend. He can score at the level. He can
Except defend. Let's just sweep that under the carpet.
Well, hell, obviously defense.
Except defend.
Obviously defense is not that important because if it was, the Clippers would do a better job than defending, right?
This isn't about the Clippers.
Oh, my bad, Skip, my bad.
It's about Embiid versus the guy who doesn't defend.
So you're gonna throw him away? He's an elite level passer. We haven't seen a big guy pass the ball like this maybe since Arvydas Sabonis in his early years. The only other big man that I can remember passing the ball like this, Bill Walton could pass the ball like this before injuries besieged him. Wilt, later in his career, turned into a passer when scoring was no longer important to him because he had Jerry West and Elgin Baylor. And I think he averaged like 8.5 assists a game. But Nikola Jokic on a nightly basis, and when his second best player goes down, and when Will Barton goes down, and he keeps them right where they are. As a matter of fact, they take off. It was a no-brainer for me, Skip. Look, can't take away anything from Joel Embiid, but I'm not going to give up a guy that's 27, 10, and 8 that's going to play damn near all the games for a guy that's going to give me 28, 12, and he's going to miss anywhere between 20 and 27 games a season. That's not happening. So give me Yoke.
Give me Joel Embiid any day, any night, any year, any month, any planet.
You only give him 60 times a year, though.
Hey, just hang in and hang on. He's going to get through these playoffs. He's got a slight little tear in his knee, but he's going to get through. And if he does the way I think he will, he's going to take this team a long way. I believe it will go farther than Yoke will be able to take his team. It comes down to they're evenly matched on offense. I give you Yoke can pass it. He's extraordinary. I'm not sure we've ever seen a big guy who can pass it with the sort of the
he runs
touch
the
and
offense.
feel. He can see it and feel it like LeBron can.
Yeah.
But in this case, there's this whole other side of the equation called defense, and this guy Joel Embiid, he's a monster on both sides, offense and especially on defense, because just look at defensive win shares. Joel ranked 30th in the league, which I think he should be higher, but Yoke is 68th. Then look at blocks. Joel blocked 69 in only 51 games to Yoke 48 in 72 games.
Right.
It's like a huge gap. If you just do it per game, Joel blocks 1.4 blocks a game. That's to Yoke, who's only 0.7, so it's like twice as much.
Right.
And if you do the math across the board, it's way more blocks. Yoke is not a shot blocker.
No,
he's not a rim protector.
No.
And then we get to, let's do the free throw line. Joel just marches to the free. He is a parade to the free throw line on a nightly basis. Nobody in basketball shot more free throws this year than Joel Embiid, and he did it in only 51 games.
Right.
So it's just extraordinary. He shot 548 in 51 games to only 394 in 72 for Yoke. So there's no physicality. He's not going to protect the rim. He's not going to impose his will on you. He's going to beat you with finesse.
Did you see what he did against Portland? You saw that, right? You saw what he did against your Clippers last year? You saw that, right?
Yep, okay. I did. It's not going to. I hope they get a rematch. I just hope.
Y'all not advancing that far. So get that thought out your head.
Well, you're about to. I'm going to be swimming in dew before this is over.
You look at Yoke is 8.3 assists. That's 7th in the league. Joel Embiid 2.8. That's 125. He shoots the free throw percentage is equal.
Except he just gets there so much more.
But you know what, Skip? But it projects out because all the games that you missed that would have been free throws for you, we good, we straight.
Joel was first in free throw attempts. Yoke was 21st.
That's okay.
It's just over time, it's monster versus not monster.
You're monster.
Like, if I'm having to play against Joel the next day, I'm losing sleep. Yoke, I'm not losing sleep.
But guess what, Skip? If I play against Joel Embiid on Wednesday, I'm clapping my hand on Thursday because I'm not gonna see him. You're gonna see Yoke every night. Every night. He's gonna give you 27 and 10 and 8. That's what he's gonna do for you. Now, Joel Embiid, I might miss a week. His stomach might be, tum-tum hurt. He had a Philly cheesesteak.
But every night before you play Joel, you're going to have bad dreams.
Yeah. What you think you have a Yoke? Because he going to do the up and under.
Sleep like a baby.
Yeah, he going to hit the 1 foot, the one left foot, the right foot, the 3, the up and under.
Scares me.
Yeah. Make it look bad. Make it look
foolish. What's your eye test tell you? You know what it tells you.
Yoke. MVP, which I told you, Skip, at some point in time.
It was easy to tell me he got hurt. It was easy. If he had not gotten hurt, he would have won it. He would have won it going away.
Skip, I got to do averages. I got to do the law of averages. What does the law of averages tell you about Joel Embiid? If you missed 3.5 years due to injury in 8 years, what does that tell you? What's the likelihood of you going to play 82 games? What's the likelihood you're going to play 75 games? What's the likelihood you're going to play 60 games?
For however many he plays, I'll take Joel.
No.
He may be a bit motivated by this second place.
So in other words, if I'm a great worker and I'm only coming to work, what? 85% of the time, the boss says, Shannon, you're a hell of a worker.
There's only one worker like Joel.
When your health
only one.
is involved.
Best center in basketball is Joel.
I like that he's motivated by it, guys. We're moving on. Has LeBron been underappreciated in his prime? I'm going to tell you what a former teammate and Hall of Famer had to say about it next. Well, Skip's Clippers couldn't keep their Game 7 momentum rolling yesterday as they lost their second-round opener to the Jazz 112-109. Donovan Mitchell led all scorers with 45 points, which was 2 more than the 43 points Kawhi Leonard and Paul George combined for. Still, LA had a chance to tie the game in the final seconds, but Rudy Gobert blocked Marcus Morris's game-tying corner 3 attempt, and Utah walked away with that W. We're now joined by Fox Sports NBA analyst Chris Broussard. Chris, should the Clippers be encouraged or discouraged by their Game 1 loss?
Well, they shouldn't be discouraged because we knew that it would be tough for them to go into Utah and beat a Jazz team that had 5 or 6 days of rest. And you were coming off this tough emotional series, 7-game series that ended just 2 days ago. So you knew it would be a tough chore to go in there and win Game 1. And Clippers fans can tell themselves, as well as the players, hey, we almost won that game with our 2 best players struggling. Kawhi Leonard had 23 points, 9 of 19. For him, that's not a great night. And Paul George shot 4 for 17, even though he had 20 points and played well in the fourth quarter with 13 points. But George struggled. So all of that happened, and you still had a chance to win the game at the end. That said, I did see some things that would give me concern if I'm a Clippers fan. Number one, you saw that Mike Conley didn't play either. So you can talk about Paul George and Kawhi struggled, but Mike Conley wasn't playing. Conley's a, all-star level. He's never made an all-star team, but he's right below the all-star level type player. He's very good on both ends of the floor, and he's another guy that can penetrate off the dribble and create for himself and his teammates. So you had one guy to worry about that could do that last night. Jordan Clarkson, yes, off the bench, he's a nice scorer. But for the most part, you had one guy to worry about as far as creating his own stuff, and that was Donovan Mitchell, and we saw he went for 45. Go back to last series. You had one guy to worry about that was creating all the offense, Luka Doncic, and he went off on the Clippers. Now, last night, same thing, one guy. When Conley gets back, whether it's Game 2 or Game 3, he's going to be another guy you've got to worry about. So that could open things up. Not that he needs it, but open things up even more for Donovan Mitchell. And then you've got the shooters to surround him. So that's a cause for concern. And then Paul George, 4 for 17. I mentioned it earlier. He is not hitting shots at all. He was 5 for 15 in Game 7 against Dallas, 6 for 15 in Game 6. Over the last 3 games, he shot 32% from the floor. I know he's had his moments. He's hit a couple of big shots. I mentioned the 13 points last night in the fourth quarter. But I'm not sure you can beat Utah